Battlefield 6 dropped only 2 days ago at the time of the recording of this voiceover, and the Call of Duty headquarters, that being Activision headquarters, are in panic mode. Hello there and welcome to the first ever video made by me, simply Kyle. And today I would like to summarize for you the entire timeline of how Call of Duty's, aka Activision's panic, was progressing since the release of Battlefield 6 open beta. We begin our small journey with the date August 9th, 2025. That's when Battlefield 6 open beta became available to the public for the first time. The beta itself lasted from August 9th to August 11th and then from August 14th to August 18th. I personally missed Battlefield 6 open beta by literally a day because my new parts for my new PC, which were already ordered at the time, haven't arrived yet. The moment Battlefield 6 open beta finished was the first time in the last years when Activision Blizzard actually felt some heat over a new Battlefield. And the reason for that heat is quite simple. Battlefield 6 open beta has beaten the top ever recorded online of Call of Duty. Mind you, this peak online for the Call of Duty franchise happened almost over 3 years ago at this point. The only time Call of Duty franchise came even close to at least reaching the same peak online was during the release of Black Ops 6. And even then, there were around 170,000 people short. On the very next day, after Battlefield 6 open beta has closed, Gamescom happened, and probably the largest announcement which happened on Gamescom was Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And after this announcement and of course the gameplay trailer being released, everyone started immediately hating on Call of Duty. In fact, there was so much hate around Call of Duty Black Ops 7 that you could go on gameplay review trailer right now and you will not find a single positive comment about that game. People were saying stuff like, yeah, thank you for making choosing Battlefield 6 easier, that this is the best advertisement for Battlefield 6 they've ever seen, and that basically this trailer has made them pre-order Battlefield 6. But why did people immediately think that this is going to be a lazily made, low-quality, cash-grabbing slop? Well, there were a lot of reasons, but the most obvious one, at least for me, is the obvious, a very obvious and intense asset reuse which was happening inside of Activision. During their presentations, they've announced that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is mainly going to take place in a city called Avalon. Also, this Avalon map is going to be used in their new PvE mode, which is apparently so unique that it has never ever been seen before, even though it all seems like DMZ all over again with some extra stuff. It all sounds great until you remember that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 exists, and it's single player, takes place in Avalon. Many of its multiplayer maps are based in Avalon, and the only mode where it doesn't appear is Warzone. Now, before we go into the reasons why it never appeared in Warzone, imagine for a second how fast Activision bleeds their players for money. I think we all can agree that some physics laws are broken there because nothing is supposed to exceed the speed of light. However, what was even faster was Warzone bleeding its player base, and instead of bringing an entirely new map and probably losing some more of the player base in the process, they've decided to bring back Verdansk to maybe motivate some OG players to come back because they would be nostalgic about Verdansk. And it even worked on me because I had nostalgia about the good old days with me and the boys, gaming our entire way through our online lessons. However, I only came back for like 5 games and I got bored, went back to multiplayer, and that was it. So as we can see, the asset reuse is quite massive in the Call of Duty Black Ops 7. However, they announced more stuff, one of them being the transition of all of the skins from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7, and everyone went ballistic. If you didn't know, the Black Ops 6 in its current state is a fucking circus, and I'm not even exaggerating. There are literal cartoon characters running around the map, and it's not like their 3D model is changed to at least kind of suit the setting. No, it legit looks like a fucking cartoon running in a 3D environment. And you know that the skin issue is actually severe when someone like me complains. You could use me as kind of a benchmark that if I complain, it's really bad. Just so you understand, I've been playing Siege pretty much since the year it's been released in 2015, and at one point in time Ubisoft decided to add this skin. I present to you Pizza Mozzie in its full glory. Beautiful, isn't it? Many players back then really complained that skins like this shouldn't be in a game like Siege. I personally didn't like it, but I could tolerate it. I didn't see it like as a major issue. However, Call of Duty here made even me see their skins as a major issue. They really managed to achieve something there. Also, can we just address the fact that Pizza Modi still looks like a human being in a costume? I mean, sure, it's dumb. It's an operative of special forces in a pizza outfit. Absolutely stupid, never is gonna happen in real life, but still, it's a human being who is an operative in special forces, though a very dumb one, because who in their right mind shows up in a pizza outfit to a battlefield? So not only did Activision make something worse than Ubisoft, which is impressive to me, but they still announced the carry forward for the skins from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7, considering the quite well-known fact that the majority of the player base dislikes those skins. And I'm not talking about disliking skins as in, oh yeah, I'm just not gonna buy the skin because just don't like it, you know. But no, disliking as in players dislike those skins being in the game overall because they look so out of place, because they literally look like cartoons running in 3D environment, 2D cartoons, not even 3D models. And then Activision was somehow surprised about the backlash. It's honestly like, if Activision would get pulled over by the police for some minor traffic infraction like speeding, and when the police officer would have walked up to their window to calmly ask for their license, instead of calmly giving him the license and being apologetic, they would have jumped out of the car and lunged at the police officer with a knife, and then would be acting surprised that they got shot apparently. So after that disastrous announcement of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, we are now in September, and during the month of September, Activision claimed at least once that they're not afraid of Battlefield 6, and you know, for sure, because if you're not afraid of something, you're definitely going out in public and just announcing it. However, it wasn't all bad. I mean, Activision went back on their words and announced that they're cancelling carry forward for the skins, and also they're cancelling a lot of collaborations just not to ruin the setting of the game. And Activision even reworked some of the skins that you would be getting for pre-ordering the game, just so those skins don't look that ridiculous. However, in any usual circumstances, this would be probably saving the entire game. However, in this particular case, Battlefield is actually competing. You see, Activision got so used to the fact that Battlefield just cannot compete after Battlefield 5 wasn't a great success, because many people saw it as just a reskin for Battlefield 1, and also they made very questionable decisions about the mechanics of the game. And I don't think I have to remind you what a disaster Battlefield 2042 was at release. Honestly, I would like to forget that I've ever played that game on release. You see, there was too much hype around Battlefield 6, and when there is this amount of hype, no one is just forgetting about Battlefield, and during such amount of hype, no one is remembering Call of Duty. And we could clearly see that at the Call of Duty Next Event, which was a complete disaster. It gained almost no traction, and usually it's quite a major event, especially for Call of Duty players. In fact, it gained so little traction that they had to give free skins to Call of Duty mobile players just to get someone to watch that event. And I want to point out, one of the streamers who was invited to be physically at the event fell asleep while playing Black Ops 7. How boring does your game have to be for a streamer who literally feeds off your game to fall asleep while playing it? It's beyond my understanding. But Activision didn't care, or rather they wanted everyone to think they didn't care, and they probably were still counting on the insane success the open beta is gonna bring them. However, the open beta was a disaster, and I'm saying this as someone who forced himself to play through the game with the thought that I'm going to be making this video, and probably this is one of the reasons this video even exists, because I wasn't about to just have played that game for like 4 hours for nothing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a Call of Duty hater or anything. If anything, I've switched fully to Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2019 and only have been playing Call of Duty for the past years as kind of my relaxation or casual shooter. And Black Ops 7 open beta multiplayer was horrible. If anything, it was worse than Black Ops 6. The only things that they've added are wall jumps. Everything else is worse. Gunplay is worse. Guns don't feel well, there is no recoil. It feels like I'm playing with a Nerf gun rather than an actual gun. Oh yeah, and there is an argument, oh but they're in the future, so they're making guns with no recoil. Yeah, there is one small issue with that. Gun has to have recoil, it's basic physics. If something like a bullet comes out of a gun at a massive speed, there has to be at least some force which pushes back, which actually generates recoil. Now, I am no gun expert of any kind, but I know basic physics, and it's just physically impossible for a gun to have pretty much zero recoil. Yes, you can reduce it with like muzzle brakes or maybe some active system which would move the weight around, which would kind of negate the recoil. However, those active systems would only delay the transfer of the force, not totally cancel it. And yes, gunplay in Black Ops 6 was better, at least in my opinion. At least as for me, a gun still felt like a gun in Black Ops 6. But sure, you know what? Forget that. Let's talk about the maps. The maps feel plastic, they feel sterile, they're not interesting in any way, and somehow they managed to fuck up the most basic thing. Call of Duty has always been about small maps, high-octane gameplay, there's always something happening, always someone shooting at another person. How does it happen that I could run around a very small map and not find enemies? It's insane. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2019, and by the way, in Modern Warfare 2019 it never happened either. The only thing I'm gonna give this game, which is neither here nor there, yeah, it's a Call of Duty. I mean, imagine yourselves the most stereotypical Call of Duty. Yeah, it's a Call of Duty, there are kill streaks, there are guns, you run around, you shoot people. It's a Call of Duty. I don't know if it's good or bad. It's kind of the first time in many years when I just launched the new open beta and felt pretty much nothing. Yeah, that's a Call of Duty. There's absolutely nothing new, nothing to point out which would be great, which I really liked about the game or anything. And I really don't know what else to say about this game. I mean, again, I've played in a row without making any kind of a break. I haven't skipped a single Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2019. And every time I would be launching a new part, yeah, sure, for example, Modern Warfare 3 was a glorified DLC, but still, even then, I could point out at least something that I liked better than in Modern Warfare 2. This time, I just don't know, there's only stuff which I like less than Black Ops 6. And seeing how open beta for Black Ops 7 didn't even reach 120,000 simultaneous players, I'm probably not the only one who thinks like that. And what is especially sad for Activision, not for us, because we've got Battlefield 6, for sake, I'm playing Battlefield 6 like it's my full-time job. This 100k online or 110k online includes in itself all of the players of Black Ops 7 open beta, all of the players of the Warzone, and all of the players of Black Ops 6. What also won't help this game is raising Xbox Game Pass prices. What's funny about this is that these prices were essentially raised because of the Call of Duty, and raising prices because of such lazily made slop is just something. It's just incredible, not gonna lie. Essentially, what we are witnessing right now is Activision Blizzard just not being used to having competition, because they got so used to the fact that Battlefield is just out of the question that they felt like a gods essentially, because whatever they do, people still buy the game, because essentially there's nothing where people could go, because Battlefield is in shambles, 2042 is a disaster. Yes, it's playable now, but it's too late. You can't just launch the messiest, buggiest Battlefield ever and expect people to wait for it to become better. I'm gonna just say one thing, I'm actually ashamed that back in the day I just switched the franchises. I mean, sure, 2019, Modern Warfare was good, Modern Warfare 2 was also good, I would say. However, the fact that I supported Modern Warfare 3 release with my money and then was supporting Black Ops 6 by playing it through Game Pass, I'm just ashamed. I'm ashamed that I've been supporting this already stagnating series to the point that it became the laziest Call of Duty I probably have ever seen in my life. However, it's actually funny to observe how Activision is trying their best to at least somehow fix the situation. I mean, right before the release of Battlefield 6, they made the entire Call of Duty Black Ops 6 free. From 9th to, I think, 16th of October, it's just completely free for everyone to download and try. Kind of like free weekends, but in this case, it's a whole week. It's so funny that they're just like, oh, please, just come and play our game. Just please forget Battlefield. I mean, sorry, no, Activision, you fucked up royally on this one, honestly. I'm the person who even bought Modern Warfare 3 and was enjoying it and didn't even regret my purchase, but this is where I draw the line. This is definitely where I draw the line. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to enjoying Battlefield 6, and I suggest you do the same until my review for Battlefield 6 comes out. Then you can close Battlefield just for a brief moment, like 20 to 40 minutes is is the absolute maximum. Watch it and then go back to playing Battlefield 6. Thank you for watching this video. If someone at least watched that far, would be kind of funny if this video gets like 2 views and I'm just sitting here thanking no one. Anyways, see you on the battlefield. Bye. Skin is called Pizzamosi skin, and why did I say it like a fucking Mario? On the very next day after on the very next game